Shower thoughts. We all have them. The spot where we can sit back, relax, and let our thoughts run rabid like dogs. The thing is though, when I was a kid, even now, I was always very imaginative, which in layman's terms means I saw stuff that just wasn't there. I still do a little bit. I'm not schizophrenic, I promise. But when I would hop in the shower, my thoughts were more like a Chevrolet Camaro than dogs. So the thing is, you could leash dogs. You could put a little chain, a little collar on them, not let them run too far out your brain space. Thing about me though is, I wonder what would happen if a new race of people came out. Why would you make a quarter out of something more valuable than a quarter? Who created taxes? My mind is an open highway for my thoughts to just go nuts on. Most of the time, however, these crazy thoughts come from the context of my life in that situation. It's those moments where, you gotta just straight look at it. You're not even washing nothing. You're just sitting there and the water's draining over you. Maybe you got your hand on the wall, just one of those showers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The first one shower thought that comes to my mind came from the 8th grade. Now, 8th grade me and now me are practically two different people. Not even in just a maturity sense, but just demeanor, right? I like to stand tall, proud, happy. And even though I was about the nicest, most harmless 8th grader you would ever come across, I was moving like I was from the streets. Yo, man, get off my block. Yo, you don't want to see this, bro. You don't want them. You don't want this, bro. I'm really do it to you. I always put my head down. I always talk quietly. I was just nervous. Now, I had a friend group, a clique for all my viewers over the age of 25. And we all bonded over normal kid stuff. School, relationships, and our crippling self-hatred. Now, this stems from something I was told as a kid, which is people will hate on you if you're doing better than them. And I wanted to make friends. I think everyone else had the same thought as well, that naturally, if you didn't put yourself at a point where you could be targeted, if you didn't stand so high and mighty, you wouldn't have people gunning for you in middle school. Like, I was a nice kid. I didn't have the tact for that. I didn't have the chip off my shoulder to deal with that. So I just called myself stupid a couple times, called myself a dummy, said all these mean things about myself, just so that, the crowd would stay in check. The problem is, you start to internalize these things when you keep saying it about yourself. I kind of still have this problem where even if somebody gives me a compliment, like even something calm, like, oh, hey, I like your chain, I'll sit there and be like, let's see how long that lasts. I've always internalized negative things people have said to me more than positive from that point going on. Horrible habit, just horrible things to your brain. At some point, I'm having dinner with my father and I spilled some water on the table and instinctively I said, oh my gosh, I'm so friggin' stupid. In reality, it wasn't even really my fault. Like, my hand just bumped into it, accidents happened, and my father realized that. He looked at me, he was mad confused about why I said that. He brushed it off, he's like, kid stuff, I guess. One night, I go into the shower, and this is when my mental health was at a skyscraping bottom. And I sit there, looking at the reflection of myself in the tiles, and I go, what am I even good for? I didn't have an answer for that. Crazily enough, when you keep thinking all of this stuff in your head, right? When you keep saying all this stuff about yourself, you start internalizing it. So that's how, you end up, come on, me. I ain't trying to get in no trouble today. I ain't trying to get in no issues today, man. Come on. I really wish, that was the time I could say I stopped doing that I stood proud of myself. But it's not. It's just the time I became self-aware enough to know that I was doing it. Story for another day, I guess. What? Yeah, I didn't think that the tone for this silly little video would be this sad at the start. Well, I didn't either, but I needed to vent. I was upset. You mind? Let's get back to regularly scheduled programming though. The second shower thought takes place in 10th grade gym. Now, my gym teacher was a bit of a strict lady. She would make us run a whole bunch of laps before we started doing anything fun. So we're running. She's watching over us. Stop slouching. She had a cast on her leg, so that's why she's leaning against the wall. Stop slouching. Miss D, why we gotta still keep running like this? It's good for you. Oh, okay. What happened to your leg, by the way? Running. What? And that's all she ever said. Now, I was hypothesizing jokingly at first with my friends about how this could happen, right? Because this wasn't like a small cast or nothing. She was armored up. She was suited up. She looked like she had glass bones and paper skin. What do you think happened to Miss D, man? I don't know, man. There's sometimes when you're running, your muscles just give out on you. It's tragic. I was scared, man. I need my legs. I got YouTube videos to make. You don't tell somebody with an imagination this crazy something that vague. That doesn't add up. That don't work. Cause best believe, man, when she was looking at me, you know, I be hitting that jet. I be running. The second she turned away, I got you, fam. Last shower thought story. Now, who here has experienced love? I can't hear y'all, but I'm gonna choose to be optimistic and say most of y'all answered yes. Love makes you lie to yourself. Love makes you a little crazy. Love makes you question things. And I wouldn't even call what this was love. Back when I was younger, I had the wildest crush on this one girl. Really bad. Like, it was to the point where I'd be sitting in my bed thinking, oh, what could I say to her to get her to talk to me more? Eventually, tired of waiting, I gotta make something happen. I'm in the motion, right? I realized, okay, I gotta ask her out. So I text her one day. I'm like, yo, I gotta talk to you about something later. I didn't know how to tell her though, right? Cause like I'm young. I don't really got game like that. My experience has been limited to like flash games, man. Like that's not it. So I go to my cousin. I'm like, yo, I'm about to ask out this girl. Any tips? Yo, man, don't even trip, man. It's just like, you really just gotta be like speaking from your heart, man. Just tell her that kind of stuff that she be liking, you know what I mean? So I come up with something. Hey, blank, not gonna say your name. We've been friends for a really long time, and I've grown kind of fond of you. So I would like to know, I was young at the time, get over it. I would like to know if you want to become more than friends. I ran that by my boys. My boys are like, oh yeah, you got, that's some cook right there, boy. I run this by my cousin. Yup. That's it right there. I even run this by my father. And he goes, it's alright, I guess. Which is a lot coming from him. I was hyped. I was excited. The moment comes. Standing the tallest I have in the last year. I go up to her. I'm nervous. I feel it rubbing through my body, but I still hold my composure. Hey, I don't want to be that guy, but I have a friend and he thinks you're pretty cute. Yeah, his name is the subscribe button. So, you know, if you have the time, you could just go down there and press it. Thanks. Hey. I know we've been friends for a while, and I've grown pretty friends. Oh, I feel like we're so much more than friends. You're like a brother to me. Yo, she friend-zoned me. I ain't even get to say it. Oh, and she friend-zoned me. And I put so much time into thinking about this girl that I was broken. I was sitting in that shower like, will anybody ever love me? And then second thought, I started blaming it on God. That's how I know I was bugging. Is God even real? If he is, why would he let something like this happen to me? But the thing about the Lord is he works in miraculous ways. Because right now, I'm the happiest I've ever been in a relationship. So it all happens for a reason, I guess, right? Fun fact, I actually inspired her to make YouTube videos. She made a channel. That's it. She talks about makeup and woman stuff. If you're interested in that, could you do me a favor? Go check it out. I'll put it in the description. I guess the lesson for this is that don't let your shower thoughts get to you. Take it in stride, move on. It will get better. Have a good day.